Well, tonight you are about to hear from a Duluth firefighter who tirelessly helped in the 90-minute recovery effort of a father and daughter who ultimately drowned in the angry waters off Park Point about 2 weeks ago.
Now, the purpose of this story is to get a very real understanding of the deep struggles our first responders and our firefighters face during and especially after tragedies involving death.
Rehashing a lot of it can make it hard.
Sometimes when life throws you struggles.
This was from a fire.
Talking to another human being, even a stranger in this case.
I was trying to break down a door to get into the fire so that we could search for people and put the fire out.
Can ease the pain just a little bit.
Something went wrong and I tore the muscle in my calf.
But for Duluth Fire Captain Kevin Haney, an 18-year veteran of the department,
it just keeps playing over and over in your mind.
The pain right now goes far deeper than any wound to the leg.
It became more personal than any call that I've ever been on.
Looked like they were struggling and had not returned.
2 weeks ago, August 10th, 4:20 p.m., a vicious Lake Superior near the Park Point Beach House.
Upon arrival, we found a juvenile female who stated that her sister and her father were in the water. Hadn't been seen for about 10 minutes. There's a very powerful rip current right now. We had one firefighter take in a lot of water during the last rescue effort.
That firefighter was Kevin, a father himself desperately searching for 38-year-old Ryan Fugley after his 10-year-old daughter Lily was pulled to shore without a pulse.
When I first secured the victim and tapped my head, which is a signal for them to pull me in, a 6-7 foot wave came down and hit me, and I aspirated, and when I aspirated, then I wound up vomiting, and then when I vomited, I aspirated again.
But that lack of air did not stop his mission.
I managed to make it about halfway in before I dropped the victim once and had to stop and go back and secure him again, and then bring him into shore.
Both victims would later be pronounced dead at a Duluth hospital.
He did what every parent would do. I'm a parent, and I know all the people that I know they'd give up their life in a heartbeat for their kid. And he did. Unfortunately, it didn't help.
Kevin believes the two were out swimming in the waves when the girl was swept away by a fierce rip current.
They were more visual than I've ever seen them in my life.
Before the father would end up in the same death trap trying to save his little girl.
You get a lot of different feelings, you know. You get the sadness and the pain of it, but then you get a lot of guilt. At least I got a lot of guilt because of the results.
The wellness of our firefighters is the most important thing to me, bar none.
Duluth Fire Chief Denny Edwards, a 21-year veteran of the department, says his men and women participated in a mental health debriefing a few days after the tragedy.
We're always concerned about what happens after the call now, not just during the call.
And that concern also involves the performance of equipment, which in this case proved to be an exhausting force against his men and women.
The suits we were wearing that day weren't necessarily, they're not supposed to be used for beach type rescues.
But that's all the department has, those yellow, very buoyant suits made for floating during ice rescues, not summer swimming and fighting large waves.
I know that was one of the frustrating things for our firefighters is not being able to get to where they wanted to be as fast as they wanted to do it.
Chief Edwards, whose department is facing budget cuts in Mayor Emily Larson's proposed 2018 budget, says he'll find a way to invest in new swimwear, most likely through grants.
It's always a risk and a cost assessment, and you know, we have to spend the tax dollars wisely.
In the meantime, Kevin is taking one day at a time.
But I also do teaching with Lake Superior College.
Oh, great. Great to hear that.
Finding himself on this day talking with that random citizen, a local doctor who reminds him the special type of human it takes to put their own life on the sidelines to help save others.
He tried his best, you know, and this type of person always got reward in this world and heaven too.
And there's one more thing that makes this crossing of paths even more on point.
I have an 8-year-old boy. He wants to be a firefighter one day.
After talking with him and, you know, all that, I'm ready to put my 8-year-old as a firefighter too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's made my day.
Humanity at its finest.
We have to say thank you to them, you know. Yeah. They are the one who take care of our cities. They are the one who take care of our lives as well, really. So
We're happy to do that.
we're really proud on you, really.
Thank you. It's nice to hear.
And Kevin expects to be fully recovered from his calf injury in 4 to 6 months.